embrace their inner wisdom and transform life's most challenges, transitions into profound opportunities for spiritual growth and self-discovery. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. Subscribe to the newsletter at Elizabeth Magical Garden, as well as check out my podcast at Elizabeth Magical Garden, which goes live every single Thursday.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. How are you? I pray all is well, and I pray that all is in great spirits. I am here pre-recording these episodes. This is being recorded live, and I am just so happy to be here. It is currently July, and I ask myself, where is the time flying? It's already looking like August. I know many of the people are preparing for the children to partake in school again. I know my cousin, I have a little cousin, he's in college now. I can't even deal with that. Where and when did time fly? Just the other day, he was just a little kid. Well, maybe not just the other day. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to the podcast channel, and I want to give a special shout out to all my new subscribers. You guys rock. You guys are doing your thing. I am so grateful to have you be part of the community. Look at us growing. Okay, so today's topic: God is teaching us, me, you, how to build. We are in a season of building, guys. We are in a season of growing. I know I'm not the only one that is feeling this new energy that is before us. Listen, we've been toiling, we've been going through, we've been letting go, we've been shedding, we've been exfoliating, we've been doing the thing, right? And now this is the moment that we've been waiting for. This is the moment that we have been working so hard to get to practically our whole lives, right? And it got me to thinking in terms of being successful and what age usually people find themselves to be affluent in this season. And the thing is, right, if you look back into history, majority of the people that changed had something to do with changing history. They were well into their middle age. They were late into their 40s, into their 50s, into their 60s. And the reason why I am bringing this up is because with social media and all the things, you can be made to feel like as if you're too old, right? Because youth sells things. Right? Youth is what brings new things about. Like, people want to see youthful appearances on the television and so forth. And usually, you know, it can be like, oh, well, if you're between this age and that age, you know, you're done. Right? And it's just not true. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a plethora of young people doing their things, intelligent, bright young ladies that are doing their things. I love Kiki Palmer. We have watched her grow, right? From Akila to the B. Akila B, we have Akila to the B, okay? We watched her grow, we watched her flourish, and she is just a beautiful young lady. Now she's a mother of her own. She has a beautiful son, and she's been doing it. Just recently, she had Oprah on her platform, and let me tell you something. I was all here for it. So this season is about building. Now, I wanted to touch on some things. I want to give some light. I want to give some energy upon this subject because I know how it can feel when you are now embarking into a new season in your life. You can be made to feel like, oh my God, like I'm doing this thing. I'm the first one in my family. How can I do that? Which brings sleepless nights, fear, feeling stomach aches in the pit of your stomach, feeling as if that life has just passed you by. And why did it take now for you to finally follow your dreams? And I'm here to tell you, well, number one, you probably, the ones who usually listen to me, you're probably a mother, or maybe you were raising your children. Maybe you were the person that was holding down the home and working hard, concentrating on your career, right? Because again, a lot of times as women, we are juggling many of the different things. We're doing so many things at one time, right? Being an octopus. I remember I saw this cartoon. She literally was taking care of the kids with one arm, cleaning the other arm, cooking on the other arm, washing the dishes, studying. And this is the octopus. Literally, that was the joke. Women tend to be have octopus hands, right? Because we usually are able to do more than one thing. And this is a scientific fact, because women tend to use both hemisphere of the brain, whereas a man use one side at a time. And this is usually how you can tell when, when you speak to either your significant other or any man for that factor. Usually they want they want you to tell them, like, exactly, give them the list, right? And what they'll do usually is go one by one by one down the list, checking off as they go, but not a woman. Okay, we say that we are checking off as we go, but literally we are starting a little bit over here, we're doing a little bit over here, and we're doing so many things at one time, and then we wonder why we are not as vibrant as we started. We wonder why, we don't feel as empowered as when we first started it. And here's the thing, God knew you before you was in your mother's womb. He's already cultivated the person that you are attempting to be. And this is why they say, become that person. Know that you are already that version. That version of yourself is already happening. You're just stepping into a new season consciously. It doesn't mean that the version that you see yourself in does not exist. Right now, at this very moment, the version that you are working so hard to become is already having the experience. I know that's mind-boggling, because I believe when you close your eyes and you can literally see the life, see the new home, see the new career, see that loved one, see that marriage, see whatever thing that you are on the road of getting, that version of yourself already exists. Earl Nightingale, I like to call him my uncle. Earl Nightingale, I got this from him when he said, I love when he said in one of his speeches, which is, it's all about bridging the gap from where you are right now to where you see yourself being. You already have the thing. It's all about bridging the gap. And this is what I believe what makes the journey so special, right? And when Keke Palmer had asked Oprah, like, how did she know? What was it that allowed her to reap a level of success? And one of the things that she said was she was in alignment. As long as she knew that she was in alignment with the thing, she knew that it would work out, because she was showing up as her authentic self. And it just got me to thinking how true that is. Because I know for myself, whenever I force myself to do a thing, whenever I force myself to do the thing or to show up as as the thing, it just doesn't feel like I'm being me. And now this is not about not getting out of your comfort zone, because getting out of your comfort zone is a real thing. You cannot continue doing the same things that you did yesterday, right? And expecting something new today, right? Because if you continue on the same path this year, this same time, you will still have and be in the same experience, right? But the beauty of this is that as you progress, as you move forward, as you become to thrive in the very vision You are now thriving because you are constantly putting one foot in front of the other, doing the thing, showing up as your authentic self because you are following what you know is true. Right? And this is something that can be a little scary at times because you never had that experience, but yet it feels so real. It feels as if you've done it before almost, right? That's how you know. That's one of the reasons why how I believe you know when you are on the right journey because it feels so good. You don't know, you have the blinders on because see, God does not reveal because that's where faith comes in, right? He'll give you the hankering, he'll give you the tools, he'll arm you, definitely. He'll arm you with the things that's needed according to its time. But no, the knowing, the vision, only God knows. And I'm starting to believe that he does that because he longs for a relationship. He wants us to depend on him, right? And not on our own understanding. Because guess what? I know for myself, whenever I get caught up in my mind and I start to believe the things within my mind, I can get derailed, right? I can start to believe those thoughts that's telling me, no, you're not good enough. No, you can't do it. No, it's too late. What, guys? A thought is a thought, but it doesn't mean that a thought is true. It's your actions, is what you choose to do, is what act that you choose to bring into fruition that is part of the building process, right? You may be in a position where you have already been affluent in a particular area in your life. Maybe you have had businesses. Maybe you are retiring from a long line of a career that you've been on since you got out of college. But yet and still, there's still more life to live. You're thriving, you're moving, you're healthy. Do you not believe that God has something different in front of you? Although you can't see it, but you could taste it, you could smell it. It's almost like a little joke that you are not in on, right? And every step you take, another light bulb goes on. We don't want it to go out. Right? Another light bulb goes out. You know, like how what was that that particular album with Michael Jackson? Was it the Thriller album when he was stepping, every time he took a step, the light shine? Let me tell you, Michael Jackson had a lot of gems within his music. It's not until I got up in age I started realizing how this man was such a genius. I mean, let alone his body of work, but just his way of putting things together. He really was a force to reckon with, you know. God bless his spirit. But your ability to be amongst the geniuses, you know how many people before you has paved the way for the very place that you see yourself in. See, it's not about doing like you're not coming to somebody's house and rearranging the furniture, right? It's not about it's starting all over. It may feel like you're starting over because you're now in a season that you have never had this particular experience, but it doesn't mean that you are starting new. If you look back, you get to see how far you came. I remember it was a time in my life I was going through all the things, and I'll never forget my cousin told me, she said, you look back, you see how far you came. And that stuck with me. You know how somebody say something to you and you're like, wow, you know, and this is why sharing is caring. This is one of the reasons why I love to come here and speak life into you guys, because I understand, and I'm coming to understand, because every single day, guys, I make it a point to learn something new. And one of the things that keeps showing up is the building process, the teaching, the learning, the doing. I believe Ziglar is the one who says, first you have to become, then you have to do, and then you can have. Be, do, and have. That is so profound. He's right. Because think about it. This is what the building process is all about. Becoming your higher version, becoming the very thing that you see, becoming one. What is this new found person that you see yourself being? What does she look like? How does she dress? How does she smell? How does she speak? What are the things that she do? What are the things that she doesn't do? This is why taking pen to paper is so important. Writing in your journal, being alone with your thoughts. This is what builds confidence, because you get to understand your thought process. You get to start to connect the dots. Right? And once you start to connect the dots, you get to see where the path is starting to lead you while God is building you. And when you come to a understanding that God is on your side, I believe there's a point where he was speaking to Moses and he was giving him all the nuances of how he wanted the tabernacle to be built. And he was instructing Moses to tell the people, and he also informed Moses that the people that he has already give wisdom to will come and build. Look at that. Because listen, they left Egypt. Yeah, they had gold, they had things, right? But they were in the wilderness. And here it is, God is explaining in detail how he wants his worship place to appear. Come to find out, the reason why he was asking, bring your ears in, the reason why he was asking is because he already knew that they had what it takes to see it through. And you are no short of that. You have what it takes to see it through. God would never be so cruel to give you a vision for your life and not have a pathway for you to go through, not have the tools already within you for you to bring it into fruition. God is just not designed like that. He's just not like that. He created us in his own image. We are creators. We have the ability to put forth. We are the only sentient beings, right? We are human beings that are having physical experiences. He gave us dominion. God gave us dominion over all animals, over all things. We have the ability to create and multiply. This is our calling. And this is one of the reasons why I believe when you do not follow your dreams, and when you are stagnant, and when you do not take courage and allow yourself to be empowered in your ability to move forward, this is when the pain comes in. This is when depression comes in. This is when anxiety comes in, because you're working against the grain. You're working against yourself. You are designed to move forward in life. Have compassion for yourself, understanding that this new way of life is something that you're getting to know. Your capabilities are being presented to yourself every single day you show up. Every single day you choose to be in alignment with the very thing that you know is here for you. It wasn't until I decided that hell or high water, I am going to be successful in my business. I'm going to do what it takes. I know what I believe in. I know I love to come and teach and empower women. And this is something that I've been doing for so long. And it wasn't until I got out of my own way did I start to see levels of success. And I'm just beginning. Is it easy? Absolutely not. Is it scary? I'm scared every day. But I have to challenge myself. Every single day, I am in a position where I either run away and say, you know what, it's too hard. Or I can show up as my best self and do the best I can in that day while learning along the way. And you know what's so funny? I'm starting to realize it's not even about the destination. It's never about the destination. And I have heard this, and I'm sure you have too. I've heard this so many times and was like, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not about the destination? I want to get there. Easier said than done. And you know what? It really isn't about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about who you become on the way. Because as you move forward, as you aspire, whether it's starting a business, whether it's starting to write a book, whether it's starting to you're on this mission to lose weight, you're on this mission to start traveling the world. As you start to do the things, as you move past your own fears, you start to become somebody new. You can't remain the same person that you were before you did the thing as when you start to do the thing, because it takes a level of knowledge. It takes a level of panache. Is that the right word? Right? You become vibrant in your belief system. There's a confidence, and you start to thrive. You start to move forward. That's why having a level of compassion for yourself and understanding this is a new adventure is key. Because beating up on yourself and saying you should know everything right then and now, and this is something that I struggled with, it only holds you back. Because that's when the thoughts come in. That's when, oh, you know what, maybe I should just take a couple of steps back and learn some more before I do the thing. I have had so many conversations with people suffering from this having to have it all together before they move forward. And these type of people, whenever you tell them, just start now, they just can't. The ego is so strong that they kind of look at you like you're off. Like, why would I come before anybody not fully prepared? And the thing is, no one is ever fully prepared. Everybody's figuring it out. I'm sure you heard this before. We are all figuring it out. But the thing is, there's a difference between a person figuring it out and a person just sitting there talking about it. Talking about what they want to do. Talking, those talkers, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they don't do anything. You get so caught up in the talk. And I remember I used to be like that. I used to be talking like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And you get, scientific, that's why they say do not speak upon your things. I don't say anything anymore. Because when you talk, as soon as you, the brain is very funny. As soon as you say the thing that you want to do, because you're subconsciously, you hear it, it's almost like you think you did it and then you don't do it. But when you hold it to yourself, and then, not everybody is for you. I say nothing. I hold it to, and I just toil and I do the things. And when I'm ready to let my baby out, and that's what it is. And I've been like this for years, because one of the things I realized, and it was so true, I was wondering why the dreams would just fly away because I was blabbering a blabbermouth. So keep your dreams to yourself. The only time you should actually speak it into fruition, in my opinion, outside of prayer and speaking to God, is if you're speaking to somebody with the same aspirations. If a person does not have similar aspirations to you, then you should not be telling that person. Point blank, period. It's true. Keep it to yourself. This is why, again, journaling, because you do want to express yourself. You want to have somebody to talk to. So speak to yourself. Write it down. Write it down. And then you get to formulate and see, how can you start today? What little step can you take that will bring you that much more closer to your goals? Right? And then once you start to realize like it's you and God on this journey. I remember years ago, I used to sell Mary Kay. Oh my God. I used to sell Mary Kay, and no shade on Mary Kay. I'm not even going to sit here and play her out, my girl Mary Kay, because I learned so much from being part of that team. I used to be I was part of this Mary Kay adventure with a couple of young ladies. I met some beautiful people along the way, and I remember buying her book, and she was just such, to the point I think I want to read that book again. I don't know what I did with that book, but I remember reading that whole book, and she just believed in herself. She believed in her company. She believed in what she was selling. Her mission was to help women and bring them together and create atmosphere where women can be independent and start making money. And it's just, say what you want to say. It was a beautiful, beautiful ride. And I learned a lot about business. I learned a lot about people. And it was just a beautiful experience. And fast forward where I'm at now in my life and the things that I'm working towards, it's really eerie how everything, the dots will always connect. And I remember when I was just about to go to high school. Matter of fact, I was in summer school. I was in one of those programs where you went to summer school, and then this is how it was back then. I don't know about now, but you went to summer school, and when the school semester started, you were able to bring forth the credits that you had. So it would go towards your credits that you needed to graduate from high school, and even put you in a space, depending on how many credits you got, where you could even, primarily graduate a little earlier. Anyway. So I went to a science performing arts school, and I remember it was a time where we was getting a walkthrough. Okay, we was getting a walkthrough, and we was in this auditorium, and this was in like a little like makeshift auditorium. This was a show-stopping place, and I remember. We was in the auditorium, and we was behind the curtains where all the cameras and the lights. I'm talking about professional things, and the strings. And I remember as everybody walked out, I looked up and I looked at all the lights and I saw all the cameras. I can still remember that. It was so fast, but I can remember it. I remember thinking to myself at that specific time, it felt like I was at home. It felt like this is what I'm going to do. I didn't know what it was. I was really young. I just know the feeling I had. Light years moving forward, here I am. I remember when I started YouTube, it was about, past 10 years now. I just had an anniversary not too long ago. I need to start, you know what, guys? I need to start celebrating my milestones, because that's another thing. Okay. I need to start celebrating my milestones, because I just keep toiling. And that's something Look at it. It's 333 as I say that. Okay. It's 333. Okay. I can't make this up. I remember feeling like that. And years later, I remember I was getting some paperwork for my job. That's when I was working a physical job. And this young lady, she gave me this little piece of paper. She was like, check out my channel. And she gave me her handle, her YouTube handle. I never heard about YouTube ever before. And I remember taking a piece of paper, and I remember not using it. I remember not looking for a while. And then the little paper came. I guess I found it in my bag, and I was like, let me check this out. Girl, that's when I got introduced to YouTube. I never looked back. I was so engulfed just seeing how everybody was uploading and just creating, and the artistry that went into building a channel I fell in love with. I remember one of the first people I followed. She was like, actually, I think she was like one of the first person that I ever followed, and her name was Nitra B. She was doing makeup. I don't know, she was living someplace else at that time, and I followed her ever since. Now she has 3 beautiful kids. She's married to her then boyfriend Colton, which is her husband, and just being part of this journey, being a part of other people's journeys. And I'm sure there's so many people that I'm grateful that has been part of my journey as well over the years. And this is what destiny does. This is what destiny does, and when you thrive and you are in alignment with what you're supposed to do. Because here it is now. I would develop so many things developed. I have over 700 videos on my vlog channel that I edited. I wrote the scripts. I did the things. I have underneath my belt. I did it. Those are my accomplishments. Part of my accomplishments. We are embarking on 300 videos. Podcasts. My podcast is reaching towards 300 episodes, I should say, underneath my belt, right? And this is something that I would have never had the chance to experience if I didn't allow myself to move forward. If I got caught up into, oh my goodness, like, what are people going to tell me? I remember I used to just be vlog. I don't do it much anymore. Now it's not even a thing because everybody has their camera. Everybody's taking out their phone. Everybody's filming all the time, everywhere. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. Right? When I started vlogging back in the day, it was like, you had a level of bravery. It was starting to come about, but it still was like you had to kind of like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. You kind of had to announce it a little bit because it still was like, oh, what are you doing? It wasn't bad, but a lot of people, depending on where you live, was not used to somebody walking with a camera and just speaking into it, right? And I learned so much. It forced me to be brave. It forced me to be authentic and follow suit. It forced me to have a schedule. I learned so many things just because I decided to follow my dreams and pick up a camera and get in front of it. And now here it is. I'm not only in front of the camera, behind the camera, I'm also empowering women. I am so grateful that God chose me. I'm so grateful that through the fear, through the mistakes, and boy, did I make them, that God had his hands on me. And guess what, guys? He has his hands on you too. He is surrounding you. God is here for you. Any dream that you have is not far-fetched. I would be remiss to let you understand this. Listen, any dream that you see forth for your life, it's yours for a reason. And it's not for anyone to believe in. See, a lot of times we get caught up, we get in this space where we feel like because other people are not sharing in our enthusiasm for our dream, that the dream is not good. And it's so far from the truth. Remember, it's your dream. God gave it to you, not to them, not to your husband, not to your kids, not to your friends, not to your colleagues. He gave it to you. No shade upon them, but listen, it is what it is. Sometimes, people have a calling over their lives, and you just gotta keep it pushing and put the blinders on and be confident in knowing that God is the one who put this upon your heart, and trusting that you have what it takes to see it through. You may not have all the answers, and that's okay. It will be revealed to you according to time. Every day it's a new adventure. So have compassion. Be compassionate towards your goals. Be compassionate towards yourself, those around you. Even those who might even scoff a little bit, right? Because, people, what are you doing? What is this? Honestly, I don't even have these conversations with my family. No one I really like, honestly, it's never the people that's around you that's going to cheer you on. They may know like little things here and there, but nobody really knows. I don't sit there and be like, oh, I did this, I did that. I mean, if they know, it's because they're looking. Okay. But it's not a conversation where we sit here and talk about. It's usually we're just focused on each other. So don't get caught. Try not to get caught up onto, who's cheering you on, who's not cheering you on. Girl, cheer yourself on. And trust me, people are watching. People are listening. Because guess what? You may not see it, but people are proud of you. They're proud of you. They appreciate what you're doing. Not everybody is going to speak life to it around you. They could be praying for you from afar, and that's beautiful too. Right? Anyway, guys, I wanted to give you that. I pray that this hit a note, and if it did, be sure to share this message, because sharing is caring. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Elizbeth Magical Podcast, Elizbeth Magical Garden Podcast, as well as subscribe to my vlog channel at Elizbeth Magical Garden, where I go live on that platform as well. I would love to have you be there as well. Check out my blog at Elizbeth Magical Garden, as well as sign up for my email list at Elizbeth Magical Garden. All the information will be down below. Guys, stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered. Peace. Hey guys, leave a comment and review, preferably 5 stars. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram, because what is popping over there. And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.